Drink, 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 Tyrolia, drink German beer.
It's an inexpensive wine with a crisp, delicate flavor, an exquisite flavor that's correct with any dish. Have it tonight with your favorite meal.
Drink, 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 Tyrolia, drink German beer.
It's been raining all day today. It's Saturday. There's a big UFC event tonight, but I can't watch that until tomorrow. It's a pay-per-view, and I'm just going to wait a day, and then I'll be able to watch it. So we went to Trader Joe's for apples and bananas. I got on eBay and I bought a Wi-Fi stick. And now I'm going to upgrade my Linux Mint on a thumb drive from the current version that I have right now, which has reached its end of life, to the latest version. I'll be doing that pretty soon now. I've got a version of Linux Mint 17 on this thumb drive, and the Firefox browser shows that Linux Mint 17 has reached its end of life, so I've got to think about getting a newer version. So the way I'm going to do that is to install the latest Linux Mint on the thumb drive and boot up from that. Actually, the only thing I noticed that is out of date is the Firefox browser. Everything else on the system works fine. It's got a version of LibreOffice. It's a lot like Microsoft Office. It's got its versions of Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and that's what I'm looking at now. I think this looks a whole lot like Excel, doesn't it? The program I'm going to use to install Linux on the thumb drive is called Pendrive Linux Yumi. So I'm going to start this program up. It's going to want me to choose which drive to put this on. I've got to make sure I don't overwrite anything, so it's going on the UUI drive. It's drive G, that's correct. Now I have to choose a distribution, and it's going to be, what did I think? I think it's Ubuntu Mate, or is it Linux? No, it's Linux Cinnamon. Alright, so Linux Mint. And I'm going to choose the ISO file, which I've already downloaded. It's right there. Okay. Few options I can choose. Persistent file, I don't think I'm going to use that. So now I'm just going to go ahead and create. It's going to erase what's on there. Well, maybe I should just format that. Okay, so that's well, it's been formatted, so now it's copying over. I'll be able to boot up Linux from this thumb drive. I hope I paid attention and didn't format the wrong drive. Wouldn't that be something? But I think I pay close enough attention to know that I'm working with drive G, not the C drive, and not one of my other thumb drives. Okay, so I'll come back when this is finished. Process is complete, so now I can boot up from that thumb drive and we'll test it out. Okay, now I'm going to restart the computer. I'll have to watch for F12 so that I can choose to boot from the thumb drive, which has the Linux Mint 23 on it. So as soon as I see that Dell logo, I've got to press F12, and now I can boot up from, it's the SanDisk Cruiser thumb drive right there. And then I'll have to choose which one. Okay, well, I've only got one on the thumb drive, so it's Linux Mint 21. To wait for this to completely boot up. Scrolling text scrolls way too fast to try to read that. It's a 64-bit operating system, so it should utilize all the memory I've got installed, which is 16 gigs of RAM, but it still takes a while to boot up. And it looks like we've successfully installed Linux Mint, latest version. Check out the Firefox browser first, because that really is the reason for installing this, to be able to browse and do everything in a safe manner. You can do your banking too securely with Linux. And that's what we're looking for. All looks pretty good, doesn't it? Okay, so that's the way we do it. I think this version even includes lots of colorful templates to use with its version of PowerPoint. Something like this. Okay, well, I've changed the background for a little bit more color, and I've got to adjust those time and date settings. So I'll just choose Los Angeles, okay, and not use that 24-hour clock. Let's look at the date, just like that. And now I'm ready to spend the day on Linux and be productive without having to worry about viruses and all that. I spent most of the day on the computer, so I think my work is done now. Now I can think about dinner and entertainment and just kind of relaxing for the rest of the day.
Drink, 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 Tyrolia, drink German beer.